This World Cup, when a goal is scored, the first thing that decides whether it counts isn't a linesman's flag. It's a system. 16 cameras in the roof, a sensor inside the ball, an AI model drawing the offside line and reaching the call in seconds. And here's the strange part. Almost nobody watching can tell you how that system works, what its error margin is, or who owns it. That isn't an accident, it's a design. This is the control room, where we look at the systems running underneath the headlines, without the hype or the fear. Today, the invisible infrastructure running the 2026 World Cup and what it tells us about who's really making the call, here and far beyond a football pitch. FIFA calls it advanced semi-automated offside technology, and at the 2026 World Cup, it's the most capable version they've ever run. Here's what's actually happening, stated plainly. In each of the 16 stadiums, 16 optical tracking cameras watch the pitch, generating more than 150 million tracking data points in a single match. The system tracks the points on each player's body that matter for an offside call. The ball itself, the adidas Trionda, carries a motion sensor in its core, built with a company called Kinexon, reporting 500 times a second. The moment the ball is played, the model fixes the kick point, builds the offside line, and checks every tracked player against it. And for 2026, FIFA sharpened it. The margin that triggers the call was tightened to around 10 centimeters. Every player at the tournament was 3D scanned, so the replay you see is built from their actual body shape. And the clear calls now go straight to the officials on the pitch. So the flag goes up in seconds. Now, on its own terms, this is good engineering. Faster decisions, fewer blown calls. And FIFA makes a fair point that's easy to miss. The same data is being handed to all 48 teams equally through an AI assistant. So a smaller nation gets the analysis that used to take a room full of analysts. That's a real argument. Hold on to it, then pull the camera back. And notice this didn't arrive all at once. It came one reasonable step at a time. Goal line technology, the 2014 World Cup. A sensor decides whether the ball crossed the line. Video review, 2018. Humans watching screens, rechecking the referee. Semi-automated offside, 2022. The machine starts drawing the line itself and hands it to the video room. And now, 2026. That line goes straight to the official on the pitch. Each step was sold as a fix for the step before. Each one was reasonable. And together, they trace a steady handover, from a person deciding, to a person confirming, to a person simply being told. Here's the distinction that matters. A human referee makes a judgment. They see the play, weigh it, and decide. And you can see them do it. You can question it. You can disagree. The judgment is out in the open. The system makes a calculation. It runs sensor data through a proprietary model and returns a verdict. And the parts you'd need to actually check that verdict, the model's methodology, the training data, the error margin, are not publicly disclosed. The officiating technology is built by a private contractor, Sony's Hawkeye, with the tournament's technology partner, Lenovo, and the ball's sensor by Adidas and Kinexon. None of that is hidden in a sinister sense. It's simply private. The companies hold it, and the public is asked to trust the output. So the referee didn't disappear. They became the human signature on a machine's verdict. That shift, from a judgment you can see to a calculation you can't, is the quiet part. And once you've noticed it here, you start seeing it everywhere. You don't have to take that as theory. The tournament gave us a live example. In the group stage, Switzerland against Qatar, a penalty was given in the 14th minute. Normally, the system produces a clean 3D graphic that shows you exactly what it saw. That's the whole promise. The machine shows its work. This time, the graphic never appeared. FIFA later said there'd been a technical outage. The decision stood, the evidence for it didn't show up on screen. And that's the thing about a system that is itself the evidence. When it blinks, there's nothing left to point to. The call was made. You were asked to accept it. Critics were loud that night, but you don't need the outrage to see the structure. When the proof is a graphic, and the graphic doesn't come, trust us, is the entire explanation. And even when it works, the question shifts. In another match, a late Iran goal was ruled out for offside in stoppage time. By the available evidence, the system got it right. But the debate afterward wasn't whether it was correct. It was how long the machine took to be sure, and whether anyone in the stadium could follow what it was doing. The accuracy was never really the argument. The opacity was. But offside is the smallest thing this system does. The ball's sensor doesn't just find the kick point. It tracks velocity, spin, every touch, and the cameras turn a match into millions of data points. Together, that's one of the most valuable data sets in sport. And FIFA has been building the business around it. The official match data already feeds broadcast graphics and team analytics. And in January 2026, FIFA did something it had never done before. It named a single official distributor for betting data and betting live streams, a company called StatsPerform, with exclusive rights covering all 104 matches of this World Cup. The same deal runs through 2029 across other FIFA tournaments. Through it, official tournament data, live scores, player stats, the fast feed that moves an in-play betting line, flows under license to sportsbooks around the world. The fewer hands official data passes through, the more control the institution at the top has over what the data is, who may use it, and what it's worth. So when FIFA says semi-automated, notice what's fully automated: the sensing, the processing, the decisioning, and the data layer underneath, now wired, for the first time, directly into the betting markets. The same infrastructure that calls the offside is also producing a product. That's not a conspiracy, it's a structure. And it's worth understanding, because it's the same structure showing up wherever AI meets a high-stakes call. If that pattern feels familiar, it should. Step off the pitch, and you find the same machine. In American courtrooms, judges have used a tool called Compass, a proprietary algorithm that scores how likely someone is to re-offend, and that score can shape a sentence. When a man named Eric Loomis asked to examine how it scored him, he couldn't. The company called its method a trade secret, and the court let the score stand anyway. Separately, the newsroom ProPublica found the tool was nearly twice as likely to wrongly flag black defendants as high risk, proprietary, consequential, hard to audit. In healthcare, a 2019 study in the journal Science examined an algorithm used across U.S. hospitals to decide who got extra care. It used cost as a stand-in for need. And because less had historically been spent on black patients, it quietly concluded they were healthier than they were, cutting the number flagged for that care by more than half. Two different fields, criminal justice and medicine, same shape. A decision that's faster, arguably more consistent, and one almost nobody on the receiving end can inspect. And in each one, a human still signs off. So the real story of the 2026 World Cup isn't that AI is calling offsides. It's that semi-automated, a human signs, a machine decides, is quietly becoming the default model for authority. Not just in sport, in courts, in clinics, in the inbox your job application lands in. The institution stays in the picture, but it becomes the steward of a system it doesn't fully audit, answering for outputs it can't fully explain. If you want the signal underneath the headlines every week, subscribe. The Control Room, the signal every week. So the next time a call goes to the system and comes back in seconds, by all means ask whether it was right, but maybe also ask the questions the overlay doesn't answer. Who built it? What it was trained on? What its error margin is? And who is accountable when it's wrong? Ask those 4 questions here. And then notice how often in the courtroom and the clinic and the hiring screen, the honest answer to all 4 is the same, not publicly disclosed. When AI becomes the referee, the real contest isn't whether the calls are correct. It's who gets to control the definition of correct. That's the pattern under this World Cup, and well past it. Here is the pattern. The implications are yours.